Welcome back to Deep Down Books. Today we're diving into how famous books not only tell amazing stories, but also serve as treasure troves for vocabulary.
Absolutely. It's really fascinating how we can learn context, cultural nuances, and words all in one go.
Right, and think about it. Each book has its own vibe and teaches us words. Like, for instance, Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book tosses around
Yep.
words like habituate, which means to make something a habit.
And they even give you this quirky memory tip, like habit plus ate. It's almost like you're eating the habit until it sticks, right?
Exactly. And then there's cue, which is, that little trigger that sets your habits off. It's like having an internal alarm, queued up signal that tells you to act.
Mm-hmm. And let's not forget plateau. That level, when you hit a flat face after all the gains, it's almost like reaching the summit of a mountain and then just staying there.
Now, shifting gears a bit, let's jump to The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. This one's so poetic and inspirational.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
introduces words like omen, meaning a sign or warning about what might come.
Right, where you can imagine the little bird song hinting at fortune, the idea of oh men, watch out, which makes the word stick in your mind.
And then there's ponder, which means to think deeply. Sometimes I imagine it like a tree, like a ponderosa pine, standing tall and calm, just musing over the world.
Well said. And elixir in The Alchemist is all about that magical potion vibe. It's like imagining a drink that fuels eternal life or power, sort of an electric magical boost.
Yes. And speaking of boosting, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill introduces words that really fuel success. Consider definiteness, that strong clarity and purpose that drives you forward.
Mm-hmm, like having a definite plan that's so clear, you can't miss it. It really breaks down the whole idea of success into being utterly determined.
And then faith in that book is about a trust so strong it can move mountains. Imagine a bridge so resilient it carries even the heaviest load. That's faith.
Exactly, but I sometimes wonder if relying too much on these simplistic visual tips might oversimplify the deeper meaning of these words. It's interesting to debate.
That's a fair point, but I believe these mnemonics are just stepping stones. They help you anchor the basic understanding before you dive deeper.
Yeah, I can see that. Once the base is set, you layer on um, context and nuance from the readings themselves.
Now, moving on to The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This book drops words that help you be in the moment. Presence is a prime example, meaning being fully aware right here and now.
Mm-hmm. And hey, ego in that context is not about style, but rather that sense of self which often distracts us. It's kind of like a fragile shell. Think egg O, you know?
Yes, and then there's enlightenment, which suggests this full awakening where light turns on inside your mind. It's like switching on a lamp in a dark room.
I love that imagery. Now, let's not forget the classic To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. This one is loaded with words that reflect deep social themes.
Right, for example, innocent here goes beyond just guilt. It's about a pure state, like that clean, untouched inn that costs almost nothing.
And prejudice is used to describe that snap judgment, basically prejudging without truly knowing a person or a situation, which really hits home even today.
Definitely. And empathy tells us to feel what another person is feeling. It's like putting yourself in someone else's shoes. Imagine M for in and pathy, like a
Yep.
compassionate path.
What's really clever is how each of these books provides not just a word, but a context, a scene, a story that embeds the meaning.
Absolutely. It's like you're not studying vocabulary in a vacuum, you're living it through the narrative. And this method really helps in internalizing the words naturally.
And the hosts definitely encourage us to take it further, like highlighting words while reading, listening with audiobooks, and even making flashcards.
Right. The idea of retelling a scene using these new words really makes them stick. I mean, it's like you narrate a mini story to yourself.
Mm-hmm. It's that creative repetition that boosts memory. Also, those mnemonic tricks, they can be hilarious sometimes, like Q sounding like Q. It's fun.
Exactly. And then there's that challenge for listeners where you pick one of these books, extract 10 new words, write out their meanings, and even
Yeah,
craft a little narrative or scene using at least 5 of those words.
that sounds like a fantastic exercise. It really pushes you to actively use the vocabulary instead of just passively reading it.
And think about it. Every time you retell that story, you're reinforcing your linguistic muscles. It's an exercise for your brain that builds both creativity and language skills.
Right? And at the same time, you're also uh, diving into these rich themes that the books offer. It's like you're getting a double whammy of knowledge and culture.
I like to think of it like this: each book is an adventure, and every new word is like a little treasure you uncover on your journey.
Yeah,
It's almost magical when you blend learning and leisure together.
totally. But I do wonder, don't you think sometimes it's easy to get overwhelmed with all the new words? Especially when you're trying to balance story enjoyment with language study?
I get that, and it can be a lot. But that's where these practical tips come in handy, like using audiobooks, making flashcards, and uh, retelling the story to consolidate learning.
Mm-hmm. It's really about pacing yourself and making it fun. Plus, using the words in real conversations or writing exercises really helps cement them.
Exactly. It's a process of experimentation. You can always adjust and find what works best for you. It's very much an
Yep, exactly.
individualized journey.
And that's why I love this approach. Combining literature, storytelling, and vocabulary exercises makes the whole learning process dynamic and engaging.
Absolutely. It turns reading from a passive to an active experience. It's almost like unlocking secret levels in a game. Each level is filled with fresh words and meanings waiting for you to discover.
I love that analogy, like a game where every chapter is a new quest. It really shows how deep and layered vocabulary learning through stories can be.
And ultimately, it not only enriches our language skills, but, helps us understand the cultural and emotional depths that these books offer.
Exactly. So if you haven't already, give it a try. Pick up a book, jot down those intriguing words, and start your own vocabulary adventure.
Right? And share your stories with us on Instagram, our Deep Down Books, or drop a comment. Let's keep this conversation going.
Sure thing. It's been an enlightening chat, and I can't wait to see how our listeners incorporate these words into their everyday language.
Absolutely. Happy reading and happy learning. This is Deep Down Books, signing off until next time.